Hi YouTube, this is darthsteve333 with a pickups video. Obviously you might have guessed I like Star Wars. My name is Steve and I'm fairly uninspired when it comes to choosing gamer names, gamer tags, whatever. I've had it for years though, and just thought never thought to change it really. So anyway, here I am. Been watching a lot of pickup videos for the last few years now. Firstly in America, because I love to see the profusion of different games that they have over there. More recently I've found some guys in the UK that do pickups to UK. For one, I think he's fairly local to myself. Quite like watching his videos. I'm trying to catch up on all of his content. There's about 3 years worth on there. Very good channel, I like watching it, recommended. Anyway, yeah, I'm about 18 months away from being up to the present time, so I'll watch a few more of them tonight anyway. Right, anyway, I thought I'd test the water. I obviously collect retro games, so I thought I'd see how I got on with the pickups video. If it sort of gets a few views and people seem to like it, then I might continue, or as my wife would prefer, knock it on the head, call it a bad job and never darken the internet's doors again. Anyway, right, bit of history about myself and then I'll start. Been a gamer for years, ever since I can remember. Started off on the Spectrum, you know, played through other people, the older systems like the Atari 2600, a few incarnations of unofficial Pong machines. After the Spectrum, got an Atari ST, then discovered consoles. Stuff like the Master System and the NES originally passed me by. So my first real gaming consoles were the 16-bit generation, SNES mainly, Mega Drive, and sort of it's gone on from there really. Anyway, sort of picked up quite a collection of games over the years. Then about 10 years or so back, one of our cats had a little incident. There's a little gap of about 10 days in between which he was insured with one company, then was insured with another company, but unfortunately within them 10 days he decided to go out and argue with the car, so caused us to have a large vet bill that we needed to pay, and obviously we didn't have much money, so off I toddled up to Game Station back when they were still around and trading retro stuff, and kissed goodbye to most of my retro games collection. Held on to a few bits, but the majority of it went, so sad times. Anyway, over the last 10 years I've been trying to sort of recapture the collection. To a large degree I've managed that and sort of exceeded it in some places as well. Anyway, that's enough boring twaddle about me. Let's crack on with the pickups. I tend to visit various car boot sales because there's a couple local to myself, one of which is fairly rubbish, but you'll unearth the odd gem, such as an Atari Lynx once. But yeah, I sort of vary it. There is another one local to me which is fairly big and runs through the year, but unfortunately in recent times it's been taken over by resellers and basically people who just buy up everything related to gaming that they could possibly see, and presumably they just get rid of it on eBay. You know, there's no hunting through for specific titles or anything. They just grab the lot, they sell it. That's my assumption anyway, and they work in teams, which is all very depressing. Anyway, right. More babbling, and I said I wouldn't. Have a quick slurp of my tea. Bit of a nod to Tutti UK. I know he likes his coffee and his beer. Anyway, right. Probably start from about 3 weeks ago. Went to me one of my usual car boots. Unfortunately, I don't really find much in the way of older stuff, like, you know, SNES, Mega Drive, and older. But this was a pleasant surprise. I think there was a chap there who must have collected in the past, or was still collecting, and obviously pruning his collection down a bit. He'd got stacks with him. He'd got Master System, I think he got a few NES, he got Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, lots of variations of different Game Boy games, you know, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color and so on, and some more recent stuff as well. So picked up a stack, sort of gulped, approached the guy, and he totted it all up, and it was quite reasonable. So I'll show you what I picked up first. Firstly, for the SNES, got F-Zero. Used to own that in the past. Very pleased to own it again. Earthworm Jim, which I think I only rented back in the day. UN Squadron, which I do actually already own, but it's such a good game. You know, I picked that up. Might use it for trade, might hold on to it for the time being. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure how my mind works sometimes, but there you go. And Syndicate. All of these obviously unboxed. Syndicate did, however, come with the instructions, which is good. Then onto N64. Got Blast Corps, Diddy Kong Racing, Yoshi's Story, and Jet Force Gemini. Then picked up another game which is for the Master System, which my collection is tiny. Only picked one up in the last sort of 2 years really. I was watching some gameplay videos, found out that there was a game I played back in the day, you know, when I was a kid on holiday. Really liked the game, and picked up a loose cart back at Revival. I thought that would do. Anyway, at this stall at the car boot, managed to find a box copy, and it's Choplifter, so I couldn't resist. Had to pick that up. It's got the manual, cart's in really nice condition. So yeah, couldn't resist that. For the Mega Drive, picked up the original Echo the Dolphin. I do have the sequel for the Mega Drive, the name of which escapes me at the moment. Yeah, haven't got the original again yet, so there you go. Robocop vs Terminator, also for the Mega Drive. And Super Hydlide. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Anyway, so how many is that? 4 SNES games, 4 N64 games, a Master System game, and 3 Mega Drive games. As I say, I approached the guy, gulped, prepared for the worst, and he charged me 40 quid for it. He says, oh, you've got some good titles there, you know, could have charged you more for that. And I was like, yeah, you're fair enough. So took him up on that. Went and had a look around the rest of the car boot. Didn't really find much other than Fireblade for the GameCube, which I picked up. I'd not seen that for the GameCube for a while, so thought, yeah, I'll have that. That cost me £1. So as I say, did the rest of the car boot. Went back to the guy that I got my stack of Mega Drive, SNES and 64 games from. Thought I've got a little bit of money left. I may pick up 2 or 3 more. So took these over to him. Got Desert Strike, Urban Strike, and Mega Bomberman, which I was very pleased with. All of these are in really nice condition and got the instructions and so yeah, very pleased with that. And he charged me a tenner for them 3, so again, couldn't say fairer than that really. So that was pretty much that day. Right, try and work through the rest of this lot. I mean, this is probably 6 to 8 weeks worth of pickup, so you know, I'm not this lucky all the time. So right, I went to a different car boot the week after, a bit further away, but you can find some good stuff there now and again. So found one store, excuse me, with some Dreamcast games and some GameCube games. So Dreamcast games, some of these I've had previously, others not had before, so I picked up Trickstar, Suzuki Alster Extreme Racing, Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX. Not a big gambler, but I rarely see this. Caesar's Palace 2000. Not seen this since back when the Dreamcast was out really, so I thought I'd pick that on. So ultimately I would like to try and get all the UK PAL Dreamcast games, and possibly the same for the GameCube as well. Other systems, just looking to get most if not all of the good games for the system, and maybe a few odds and sods here and there, a few unusual titles and such like. Anyway, back to the pickups. Last one was 4-Wheel Thunder, which I did own before. Pleased to recapture that again. And they also had some GameCube games, so sort of in keeping with my aims, trying to pick up as many of these as possible so long as they're cheap. Got Black and Bruised, Gadget Racers, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters, no manual in that one, just the disc, LA Job Italian Heist, Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights. Thought it was 1,000 frights first, so it can't be that scary, it's only 100 frights. P.O. Pop Fever, which is by Sonic Team. Not played that, so looking forward to giving that a go. This one I actually own already, but it was in such nice condition. It's Soul Calibur 2. I thought I'll again hold on to that and maybe trade it at a later date. Maybe sort of trade up my own copy. And very pleased to find this one, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. I am a big Final Fantasy fan. So that was good. Now, if I remember correctly, the Dreamcast games were £3 each. The Dreamcast games were £2 each. I think that's about right. Try to do a deal, try to negotiate, you know, sort of say, can you knock a couple of quid off as it's a bundle? Weren't having any of it, so looked at it, and ahed for a minute, and I thought, well, I ain't going to get much better than that, really. Not given the scarcity of Dreamcast and GameCube games at my usual haunts, so yeah, took them up on that. The next thing I'll show you is, let's see, eBay. Again, some Dreamcast games. Now these aren't in as good condition as the ones I picked up at the car boot, but they do represent some titles that I used to have and would like to have owned again, so I'll go through them as quick as I can. But Sega GT, Hydro Thunder, Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare, obviously no cover in that. Some of these have got no covers, some are no manuals, but the games are in there. Racing Simulation Monaco Grand Prix, Rainbow Six Road Spear, Mission plus Mission Pack Urban Operations, Roadsters, and Tokyo Highway Challenge. So as I say, I owned most of them previously, but not all of them. This one, I think I could pick this one up. I really can't remember where I picked this one up, but it was with the rest of the Dreamcast games, so quite pleased to find this. Super Magnetic Neo. Not played that before. I think I picked it up at a bit of a bargain. I think that was maybe... Oh, that's right, I do remember. It was at Revival. Picked that up for £4, I think. Either 4 or 6 quid, but I've had a look on eBay and I think they usually shift for sort of £10 plus. Could be wrong, but I was pleased with that anyway, so all good. Right, next things are mainly just sort of things I picked up loose. PS2 games. There's a few of these. I do try and pay no more than £1 if I can for the PS2. So there's a bit of an eclectic collection. I've got Donald Duck Quack Attack, Heroes of Might and Magic Quest for the Dragon Bone Staff, Silent Scope 2, Fatal Judgment. This one I'd actually picked up a copy before, didn't check the disc, brought it home, found it was just an empty case, no manual, no disc. Bit disappointed. So I'd since played it at Revival, oddly enough, really liked it, so found that again for £1. So pleased to finally pick that one up. Got Tetris Worlds, and yeah, I think I picked this up last weekend, not the one just gone, the one before. Twisted Metal Black. Box is a bit beaten up, manual's a bit beaten up, disc is a bit beaten up, but I thought I'll pick that up because I don't see it very often. Anyway, the very next weekend, the one just gone, Twisted Metal Black. Same price, much better condition. Also a loose thing I picked up, because I do play the odd modern game as well. I try and spread it as much as possible, so you know, I still play the 360, the PS3, the PS4 and the Xbox One, although what an odd name. Xbox One is the big clunky thing that you can mod to play loads of arcade games in my view. So anyway, the new Xbox. So do like Halo, got Halo Legends, which is I think a compilation of little cartoons which expand the Halo universe. What else have we got? Excuse me again. Weekend just gone. Went for a walk, only locally. There's a sort of little district where there's a few shops. Thought I'd have a look through the charity shops because I hadn't done so for a while. It's usually pretty dry up there. Anyway, we did I think 4 charity shops and a hideously overpriced sort of like a pawn shop really. Everything in there was in most cases more than retail for anything fairly recent. So that was a bust. Went in the last charity shop, said to my wife just as we went in, I think I'm going to come up completely dry here. Anyway, walked through the door, saw a big stack of about 15 PS1 games, which made me happy. Amongst those, picked up 3. Got Alien Resurrection, which I think cost me £2, even though it didn't have a manual. Quite fancy playing that, I do like Alien. Tetris Plus, also £2. That one has got the manual. Discs are in really good condition on all of these. And my wife treated me to this one which cost £1, X-Men Mutant Academy. That one's again got the manual and the instructions. Manual and disc, all good condition. So yeah, thank you Mrs. darthsteve333. Right, onto the odds and sods again. Talking of PS1, these have all been picked up either from charity shops over the last few weeks, or there's a recycle centre fairly close to me which up until the last 3 weeks or so is reasonably good for picking up the odd game or two, you know, a few PS1 here, an Xbox original, PS2 games, that sort of thing. But I think it's been discovered by everyone in the area, and it's usually full in there, and it looks like it's, you know, had the shelves wiped clean virtually most days now. Anyway, Actua Tennis. These are in varying conditions, discs and manuals and such like. Core borders 4. Gex 3D. PGA Tour 97. Platinum version of Mickey's Wild Adventure. I do aim to try and get black labels for all my PS1 stuff eventually, but you know, I haven't got that, so that'll do for the meantime. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Lone Wolf. Actually, Tom Clancy's main aim when he was alive, besides writing novels, was to create the longest game titles in history. Right, Overboard. And Spider-Man 2, Enter Electro, which will replace my Platinum copy. Next one, The Smurfs. I know these are fairly rare on the other formats. I don't think the PS1 one is very rare, but I thought I'd pick it up. Don't see it very often. So there we go. Street Racer and Disney's Treasure Planet. So as I say, all of those cost £1, £1.50 at the most. Again, similar to the PS2, I really don't like paying any more than a sort of £1, £1.50, £2 tops, unless it's something A I really want, or B it's something in exceptional condition. So that I think is all the PS1 games. Now some more odds and sods. Excuse me a moment, I've just got to grab these. Mr. PS1. This one cost me 50p. Championship Manager quiz. Nothing special really. Right. Car boot again. Probably a week or so back. Got the GameCube titles. Dark Summit and Outlaw Golf. Discs are in reasonable condition. They've got the manuals. They're a bit beaten up first off. Cleaned them up a little bit. Not tested them yet, but I'm confident they should play. Weekend just gone was very, very dry. I only went to one car boot, and it was a local one. I was fairly skint, and to be honest, there weren't a lot there. So I did pick up Sonic Mega Collection Plus, which surprised me. I thought I had that, but I didn't, so pleased to pick that up. Manhunt. I actually picked up Manhunt 2 a few weeks ago, so it's nice to have the first one. And Day of Reckoning. Obviously there's been a few wrestling titles in this lot. Not a big wrestling fan, to be honest. I've watched it when it's been on Sky. but as I say, seem to be a lot of them around for the GameCube, so I might as well pick them up when I see them, and then they're done. Talking of the car boot just gone, there was a guy there that we get a lot of resellers down by me. I think I've mentioned that. There was one guy in particular selling PS2 games and some Xbox original games. In amongst the Xbox original games there was Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I do own already, but I do know it does sort of sell on for a reasonable profit. So I was thinking about maybe picking that up, getting it on eBay, and it can fund some more pickups to add to my collection. But the guy there was absolutely adamant, £3 each or two for £5. Now, I don't think I've ever paid £3 for an Xbox One game. I don't intend to start now, really. So I did go back a couple of times, tried to bounce him down price-wise a little bit. He weren't interested. And besides, I had a close look at the disc and it was scratched to buggery. It looked like someone had been trying to, I don't know, smooth some wood with it. So that was a bust. Right, last few bits. Something I was very pleased to find at the car boot about 3-4 weeks ago. Just on its own, really. Oh no, I tell a lie. It was not on its own. There was a copy of FIFA 97, I think, which I could have picked up, but it was in ropey condition. I mean, this isn't the best. It's a copy of Defcon 5 for the Saturn. Don't have many Saturn games. Haven't seen this for a bit. Obviously a big scrape along there, but I suppose what do you expect with these old cases. Does have the manual. Disc is reasonable. So yeah, that's another one to add to the fledgling Saturn collection. Oh yeah, again, these were from a couple of weeks back. These are the other wrestling games for the GameCube. WrestleMania 19, Legends of Wrestling. As I say, I'm not really a wrestling fan, but there you go. Right, last few bits, and then I've just got to get up in a minute, pick up something that I forgot to prepare before this video. Again, this was from a couple of weeks ago. What initially drew me to the seller was he got one of these plastic tubs with only 3 for £1, and basically it was just odds and sods. I mean, what drew me to it as well was the fact there was some PS1 games in there, but on closer inspection they were missing manuals, missing inlays, discs were scratched to hell, so put them back. But I did see these for the PC. I do have them already, but again, they're such good games, I didn't really want to leave them there to get beaten up, scratched, broken, whatever, taking up the tip. So £1 got me TIE Fighter, I think it's TIE Fighter Collector's CD-ROM, X-Wing Collector's CD-ROM, and Star Trek Judgment rights. So for £1, I ain't going to argue with that. Right, last few bits then. Got this for £4 off just a like a random seller the other week. Under Defeat HD collection. Played that at Revival for the first time. Really enjoyed it. I'm quite getting into the old shooters. I'm pretty rubbish at them, to be honest, but they're a good blast. Stick them in the drive. 5 minutes later you're blasting away. 10 minutes later you might finish, but good for a quick game anyway. So yeah, £4 I was happy to pay for that. A couple more odds and sods. Picked up We Play. I do have it already, but it was £1, so again, quite happy with that. This I saw in the local computer exchange. Now it did cost me not an arm and a leg, but it was expensive. But I hadn't seen that for a good while, and I do like the old RPGs, and I know that Fire Emblem is good series. So I had a little go on it so far. Pretty good so far, enjoying it. So looking forward to playing that further. Last couple of things, basically sort of trade-ups on my 360 games. I've got the orange box. Now I've actually sort of already traded this up, so this is going for trade up computer exchange or somewhere. The main reason I got that is my disc was okay, but it was missing a manual, and if possible I like to have the manuals. And my old copy of Saints Row, the third, I picked up the complete edition with all the DLC on a disc. So yeah, again, off that goes up Computer Exchange. This one I picked up for my wife, mainly, honest. Spyro, what is it, Shadow Legacy? Shadow Legacy. She's had a go. She used to like the old PS1 Spyro. Didn't like it when they brought in Elijah Wood to do the voiceover and sort of changed the main element of the game from sort of collecting things to sort of fighting or combat. And then obviously they changed it again to Skylanders, which again she's sort of interested in. She might do that, might not, I'm not sure. Because she games as well, albeit mainly on the PC and mainly MMOs. Not really my bag. Picked this up because I actually picked up the game, yet to put it in the drive, 360 version. Picked up a Minecraft book, I think it was 50p or 30p or something. So I thought when I finally get round to giving it a go, I've got some tips. So that's that. The last couple of things I'll just have to fetch, so back in a moment. These I picked up from basically seller's stall at the I-53 Insomnia Festival at the Rico Arena, which is pretty local to me. They weren't cheap, they weren't hyper expensive, so only bought 3 things. Got a copy of Slave Zero for the Dreamcast. Box is a little beaten up, but it's a Dreamcast game box, so what do you expect? Picked up Fear Effect 2 because I got the first but not the second, and very pleased to find this, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Now it looks sealed, it's in one of these special cases which I don't have anything else in. It has had the seal broken, but everything inside there is pretty much mint. Obviously someone's just cracked open the top of it, whipped the game out, had a go, decided to trade it in. So yeah, I'm going to keep it in there because, as I say, I do like Final Fantasy. So looking forward to giving that a blast. And I suppose the last thing I've got, peeping out from behind this big stack of games, is I succumbed to the hype. I did have a go on the alpha and the beta. Enjoyed it. I know it's sort of MMO-like, shooter-like, current gen Destiny. So had a go on that the other night. Did a fire team mission. I'm not sure what the correct terminology is, with a couple of mates. Took a while, but it was quite good fun. So there was an objective to it. So I enjoyed it, and then we had a few deathmatch games, which was fun. So anyway, right, I think that's pretty much it. As I say, I may post some more of these, may not, depending on if anyone looks at it, anyone views it, anyone likes it. I know it's not the most, how should we say, exciting backdrop really. My ideal world, I'd have a game room, but we're in a tiny flat, so all of my games are safely ensconced in the world's most TARDIS-like cupboard. That's obviously all of my sort of retro games. I've got PC games up in the loft with the discs in one of those sort of cases. Xbox 360 are actually behind me, and my PS3 games are up there. The few current gen PS4 and Xbox One games are in a little box down here, so everything's pretty accessible, but as I say, unfortunately I can't create a nice little backdrop for you guys, so it might be the dullest game pickups video out there on YouTube. I do apologise if that's the case, and obviously, you know, my method of delivery isn't exactly the most exciting. So anyway, give us some feedback. You know, if you like it, if you don't like it. I'm a big man. Well, I'm actually not. I'm quite a small man, but I'm old enough and ugly enough to take any criticism and hopefully take it in a positive way. And that's about it. So this is me signing off. You may see me again, you may not. Thanks for watching anyway. Bye.